some sort of hexacan?
Welcome to the Worst Damn Crypto Show, period. I'm your host, Romanian Dan. I got with me Tap, and Tap I'm on a boat, but it's actually Hex Deck. What's up?
Yeah. Get off that boat, buddy. Get back to McDonald's. They're calling. Ronald hit me up personally. He's like, when do I get Tap back?
Hey, I apologize for anyone if I've been out the loop, but just real life stuff. I gotta make sure these people get their Big Macs.
Yeah.
The people gotta eat.
Gotta feed the masses, bro.
It's good to have you back. Weren't you here? Weren't you here last week or no?
I wasn't. I was supposed to be on. I am trying to be on too.
Oh, we just been missing out. Okay.
Yeah.
Chat be busy with this fat rage marketing. I saw you holding that drink, just chilling, relaxing. Boat life, bro.
Yeah, like there's still, real life stuff out here you gotta do. I appreciate what everybody be doing it too. I was telling Manny and Dan earlier, but shit, you got kids going back coming up. I got my girl's birthday next month. As well, make sure I'm tuned in for. And plus, I'm getting into Hex, getting my little die when I can. Keeping it.
The bottom's looking close, huh, guys?
I got my Matcha XYZ set, bro. Like I have them down there low, so we'll see what happens.
Shit, I'm about to get paid this week. I'm on DCA into Hex. Listen, under 4 cents, 3 whatever cents, I'll take it. Got in the Hex was at 7 cents, and I thought we'd never get back down there again. So they gonna get me.
Let me check the exact prices. Last time I checked, we're at 3.1.
Is this 3.1? Oh, we're getting close.
I'm looking at 3.2 on the Hex daily stats.
I might have got filled on one of those. Yeah, so I'll have to go check that out.
But yeah, man, this is I think we might I don't know. The way we dropped so quick and nothing else dropped, I think we might go under the all-time low that we went last time, but who the hell knows? Yeah, we're at 3.185 right now on TradingView.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere in this range it's a good buy.
It's a buyer's market. I mean, like if you're not like, if you don't have your bags packed, like, a good pickup time is now. I mean, in my humble opinion, not financial advice, that type of thing. But I mean, if you didn't pack your bags like earlier, that type of thing, I'm just looking for, I'm bottom scraping, honestly. Like if it goes that low, okay, fine. Like I'll take it. Like I'll take what the market will give me. But if I don't, no big deal, because you know what? There's always the wallet, the Hex, or the wallet that Richard Hart was producing. So there's going to be a sacrifice or something connected to it. So I'll spend my money on that because I like wallets.
When is that coming out? I heard you speaking about it in the Spaces the other day. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. But when is there any updates on that? Because I haven't heard anything now.
Yeah, he's got one dev working on it, but I imagine after the official PULSECHAIN launch that there be multiple devs working on it, that type of thing. but you know, it's the next added quotient to what people call about vertical integration. So like while people are chasing shiny objects on these like new level 1 chains, like I'm not doing that. I'll take my gains. I mean, you know, I I got what I got because you know they just copied the system state and stuff. So I'm happy with that. I don't need to be maneuvering, making all these plays, that type of stuff.
Yeah, on the proof of work, on the ETH proof of work, the hexagons are like, I think we have like top 4 out of, well, yeah, top 4 out of the first 10 in trading volume, and then I think we have number 6 is like HEDRON. I saw a tweet like that the other day. So we're just killing it out there. We're like pretty much the only coin that's like trading heavily.
The ones that are most active, like the woke or the broke, right? You know, the broker sitting back, like, what happened to my bags? And like the woke are like, I want more. You know,
where's the Shiba guys? They got millions, allegedly millions of don't they?
I don't know.
Millions of wallets, or at least hundreds of thousands. Where the hell are they at?
Hey, Wolverine, where are you at right now?
Oh,
pull out your PLSD.
yeah, and then there's another one tab too. It's like ETH Fairy or ETH Fair. ETH Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that today.
That's another one too. So
there's another one.
Yeah.
Is that?
But that's even more risky. Yeah, it's another one. Yeah.
Really?
But
I'm not going.
I will stick with the miners. The miners are in the ETH proof of work, so I'll stick with that one. Take my risk there, and yeah. If you are gonna reinvest a little bit of new capital, if not, hopefully we reach parity one day. You know.
Tuck it in your sock, people. Keep it in your treasures. You know, that's the biggest thing. It's like, you know, you got your copies. You know what? Go back 2 years from now and look at it and be like, okay, now I'll grab that stuff. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't put any economic capital into it. It was free money that's given. And the way I look at it is this: is like, I trust core Richard Hart products or the ecosystem that surrounds them. Because, you know, obviously I'm invested in like some derivatives like, you know, MAXI and stuff like that. So, and I'm very happy with my bags.
Yeah, Hextex, let me piggyback off of that, because like you say, it was just free money. You didn't have it. A few weeks ago, I claimed that weight token finally, Dan.
Right.
That weight token you was telling me about.
Yeah.
And swapped it out for Hex. And I posted about it, whatever. People was like, wait, why would you wait a little bit longer, yada yada. And I get that. I get all that. But the amount of to me, it was worth a lot of money. And like Hexdeck said, I didn't have to do anything with that dollar amount. I just had to make sure I had Ethereum for the fees. Swapped out, paid a 15-year HSI stake. Bing, bang, boom, I'm out of here. I go just copy. If you could play around on it, play around with it. Just be cautious, you know. Don't put. I'm annoyed we still gotta say that. But yeah, if it's free money, let it sit there for a couple of years and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took advantage of the wait as well. I got 5,000 DECI for it. After it was 5,000, yeah, a little over 5,000 DECI for free. So
See?
it was awesome.
Yeah, I acted on my weight, and I just, you know, I'll be honest, I took my weight, you know, after a little bit and just dumped it, and I bought Hex. So like, never forget, people never forget, Hex is the GOAT. All right, so when PHEX, you know, or PulseChain launches and Hex launches on PulseChain, understand this. Richard created this product. You know, he created this new level 1 because he said in advance, he's like, if the fees ever get too expensive, I'll just fork the network. So what's his core pet project? It's Hex. It's not really difficult to understand. You know, now I may like wear the shirt Maximus, you know, and I invested heavily in a derivative of Hex, but that was my choice. You know, it's not, you know, recommend to anybody, but it was a 1-to-1 swap. And Dip Catcher and Gold Key they're very smart people. And they're doing very honest stuff. You know, they're not creating this thing like, you know, I saw this thing when I came back online after coming back from property and stuff, this dodeca like scandal thing. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, people are out there getting wrecked. I mean, they're going to these, like this new chain that launched, you know, and now you're telling me about another chain. Like, I'm not going to touch that stuff. Like, who cares? Like, if it pans out and it makes me money later on, great. I'll go in and scoop up my money, but I'm not going to touch it. Not going to do it. You know, go ahead.
Real quick, I was looking at it. I know we was talking about the price earlier and if it could drop. Just to give some quick, we had about 77 million hex being, you know, released today. Well, tomorrow, the 20th. It's a lot of hex going out. About 200. We got on the 23rd, 376 million. 633 million hex being released to the market. So, would it be down a little bit more because these big stakes coming out? Just want to do a FY.
Yeah. And, you know, like from my position is like, because I do have a couple stakes coming out in the next 4 days. I'm not selling any of it. I mean, I'm just going to sit on my hands with it because, I mean, that's what smart money does is like the longer you sit on your hands, you know, and especially in a down market. And I posted this on my Prosperity Project Twitter account. It's like green tree, brown tree. Like, you know, when you're in the green tree and you know when you're in the brown tree. Right now we're in the brown tree. So now's the time to fertilize, to invest, you know, get more capital, do your hustle. Like, I appreciate what you're doing, Tap and stuff. Like, you know, I'm literally going to do that for my project just for content. You know, I'm like literally like I've been thinking about it before Vegas, but if I came back from Vegas, I'm like seriously thinking about it. Like, I picked up a job and came out of retirement for 2 years just to do this project. So dollar cost averaging 10%, and showing people the results because it's not a one-off. Like, the leverage is crypto, but the right crypto, you know, like core rich heart products. But like literally I'm going to pick up a side job for like 6-8 hours a week, like working at like Wendy's or something like that. like seriously, I'm going to do it because I'm going to show people how you can leverage that income, like when you got nothing, like, and then make it like something. Like, I want to show people like you can actually dollar cost average 10% of your income at your regular job, maybe supplement with like 6 hours a week, and you can become a millionaire in 4 to 6 years. I really honestly believe it's possible. And it's not possible with any other financial product other than crypto. So, and then after 2 years, I may just disappear. So, like, you know, my bags are packed. So, but this is my focus. I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot. I've really hammered on it. You know, I've got, you know, Bullish Ox is helping me with a website right now, and then I'll do the YouTube stuff. But yeah, I'm serious about it. I mean, Vegas and all that stuff is fun, but you know what? You know, forget that stuff. Personal interaction meetups with individuals. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Hey Tap, I tagged the
I saw that.
Yeah, for you. I tagged you on Twitter as well, but yeah.
All right,
the Prosperity is dope, Hex Deck. I can't wait
What's
for
that?
you to. The Prosperity project is pretty dope. Can't wait for you to just start posting as you go along. You know, as we start going up, because right now it's just accumulation.
It's just accumulation. But
it's always accumulation, but like as we start going up, as we get some gains, it's going to be more fun to see. You know?
Well, the biggest thing that people didn't understand for this last like run up, when we went from like 1 cent to 10 cents and then 10 cents to like almost, over 50 cents, is like, and there's people that are mad right now. Like, I addressed some of the stuff online. It's like people are like, oh, the OGs are dumping on us, that type of thing. I'm like, no, it's called taking profits. It's called being smart. I mean, like, when you make X number of capital gains, like whatever your level is or whatever your project function is, like, take some gains. Don't be greedy. I'm like, take some money off the table, that type of thing. And now, and I did that, and I've told people, I've been open, honest, transparent about the whole thing. And now it's like, we're in the brown tree right now. So like taking profits now is stupid. Like if you're grabbing money right now, like out of your like hex bag or something, you're a broke pleb. I'm sorry. I'm just going to just say it right out. Like, don't do that.
Correct.
Yeah. Or if you invested more capital, then you could afford to lose. And that's the thing that you don't do. All right. Just don't do that stuff. That's bad. Yeah. Well, it happens, right? But
I can afford to lose it.
But this is the thing, is like in the military, we had the saying, is like, if you find yourself fucked, get yourself unfucked. Like, figure out how to do that. And, now is the opportunity. So if you overinvested capital, that type of thing, like, don't panic, just figure out how to get out of it. Right. And it's not going to happen overnight. It may take, 4 months, but you can get yourself unfucked. But a lot of people just panic. So they panic sell, and then the price goes down, and then people panic sell and the price goes down, and then there's people like me who sit there and like waiting for the price to go down, and it's like, okay, buy.
Yeah, my problem is I it's not like I invested more than I'm willing to lose. Like, it's just, I'm just all in all the time. You know what I mean?
No, once you're all in, you're all in, bro. And that's okay.
I'm not all the way all in. But I could, it's just, I always have a little float on top. But at this point, it's like I'm thinking of going under the float and just going like all in, like paycheck to paycheck. And
not yet, bro. Not yet.
Yeah, no, of course, no. Because I already got.
You're gonna see the time.
Yeah,
you'll know when it's time. You'll know when it's like the ultimate brown tree event and everybody's just like capitulated, that type of thing. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, I even kicked myself because I should have held back 40% more than I still have in reserve, that type of thing. Like, why did I, but there was a lot of like Maximus. I mean, I went, heavy on Maximus.
Yeah, and DECI now I think is a great I mean, all the perpetuals right now, it's
for people looking.
We're right at the bottom or close to the bottom and getting these perpetuals. It's like perfect timing.
You're getting a 1-to-1. I mean, that's the way I look at it, is like, all right, I understood Maximus right off the get-go, right? Like, never had a conversation with Dip Catcher or anything like that. And like, I saw it and I'm just like, this derivative is just insane, with the HEDRON kicker and, run the numbers. I'm like, okay, I'll take this. So I went pretty heavy with Maximus. I actually took probably about 23% of my Maximus and I put it in team just recently. So I'm in there.
I was looking at the top wallets. They all are doing a lot.
Yeah,
it's over 50%.
I'm like,
surprised at that. Wow.
I'm outside the top 10, so I'm like kind of mad about that. But
no, but you saw most of the top wallets are doing a lot of their Maximus back, right? Did you see the other ones? Yeah.
So, but again,
they're bullish. Like the whales and Max, they're really bullish on this team. From what
I'm bullish on team.
Yeah,
I'm bullish on Dip Catcher. Like, I look at, they always say, Wendy's for Tendies talked about this. I wish I could go find the video clip because I really would love to do a clip and short post it. but he's big about community, you know, the coin community, you know, the founder, you know, he has a list that he works off. I'm going to contact him in the background here this week, see if I can get a chance to talk to him. But he really laid it out very specific. I mean, I had it in my head work type thing of like what I look for, but like Dip Catcher and like Stan, those guys, they kill it. I mean, they really do. I mean, just what Dip Catcher is doing now, if you guys have not looked at this, all right, so Dip Catcher is doing these long streams with him coding like live on stream. Like nobody has done that. That is fantastic. Like shout out to Dip Catcher because he's changing the game because he's literally like showing you like what developers do, you know, people who create do. That's a whole new learning experience. I don't understand it 100%, like because I don't understand code and stuff. But like when I started to see him do it like 2 or 3 times, I was blown away. I was like, nobody has done this on like YouTube live streams before. So, you know, if you're bored by it, hey, writing code is probably pretty boring, you know, but the fact that he's doing it like live on stream and showing you, he's teaching somebody. I don't know who he's teaching, but he's teaching somebody.
That just shows how nowadays you get the information and wisdom from YouTube and Google and Twitter these days more of the educational school system. I was made a tweet not that long ago how this past year Twitter and Reddit searches I've learned more that thought the things I should never have known about ever.
Yeah.
Considering where I come from and what resources I should have available to.
You're a little wrecked, buddy. You know, your voice is cutting in and out, but I get the catch. You know, I'd love to see like, you know, I love what Frosty. I haven't talked to that guy in like a couple months, but like what he's doing out in Ecuador and trying to like develop like kind of a coding academy, that type of thing. I'd like to see more of that, especially for the younger generation, you know, like even here in the US. It's like, you know, it used to be a joke, right? Like, you know, like, oh, you lost your job, learn to code, right? But seriously, I think that we as people who are involved in blockchain technology and stuff like that kind of owe it back to the community in a sense of like, you know, these are skills that will carry on into the future, you know, for a young generation. And I'd love to see that because it's not always going to be the 9 to 5 grind. I mean, I've already seen it happen here in Montana over the past 7 years. I knew it was going to happen. There was a point in time back when I was chefing. I was a chef at the Gallatin Valley Lodge or Inn. It was the old train station at Gallatin Valley. And there was a company called Right Now Technologies. And they got bought out by Oracle, you know, the 800-pound gorilla in, you know, space. And they had a big event around December. And I told people back in the kitchen, I'm like, this is the jump the shark moment. I'm like, this is the jump the shark moment, like for the Gallatin Valley. Like, you'll be amazed what you see what happens. And because once the Oracle came in, they built a campus near MSU. And next thing you see all the soft tech move in, which, you know, I mean, you don't have to, you're not destination bound to going into an office. You can work remotely, but literally you could leave your job at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and in 23 minutes be up at Bridger Bowl, like skiing. You know? Like, so it was perfect,
Awesome.
perfect combination. Yeah. And it happened. I mean, and our housing prices went from like $158,000 for a 3-bedroom house to $549,000 for a 3-bedroom house. So it did happen, for positive or negative. You know, people from California would sell a house for 1.2 million, come here and buy one for, 589 and pocket the difference.
Yeah.
So there's been positive and negatives about that, because unfortunately I came from New York. So like I moved out here from New York, but when I came out here, like I didn't want to change Montana. I wanted Montana to be what it is. Unfortunately, a lot of people like coming from California, they want to bring all those failed like systems things that like worked so poorly for them out there, and they want to like reinstitute them in Montana. And I'm like, are you stupid? I'm like, you left because this shit failed, excuse my French, but like now you want to institute it here in Montana. And they are doing it. I mean, there's now they have that. And I live at, place I have my property is outside this, but like here in Bozeman, one of the things is like they have these things. What is it called? What's the name of that group? That co-housing group or whatever. It's not co-ops. They have that management like aspect to a local thing. They can tell you how much you're like. You can't have an RV in your driveway, type thing. And if you want to put a shed in the backyard, like there has to be a certain angle, like certain degree angle for your shed. It's stupid.
I mean, here is usually like the city regulators.
HOAs.
Yeah, HOAs. Okay.
Yeah. Housing, authority, or, housing authority thing. It's stupid as hell. Like this is freaking Montana, bro. Like, just like, but they have it. And they're building housing units left and right still here. I mean, I think we're going to the housing crisis. I think we're going to see a housing crisis. Probably see it top in December. I've been saying this stuff for like 7 months. Shmita is 26th. 26th of January, right?
Something. No, right now, no, it's ending soon.
No, it's not right. Well, it's 26th of, or excuse me, not January. I
September.
misspoke. 26th of September.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then I think you're going to see something in October. There's an event that's going to happen, but then I think around the second week of November, then you'll see a kind of big crash, that type of thing. I don't really get into that stuff or talk about it much, but I do follow it. But you can go back and do the history. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you don't have to listen to any of us. Like, if you want to actually DYOR, do your own research.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Schmied is like what? They're like 80% correct or something. They're not every 7 years.
Goes back thousands of years, bro. Like
I saw some statistic the last like 120 years they hit it like I don't know 60 to 70% of the time something happened. It wasn't like every time, So.
I can show you if you just I always use 2 short ones, right? Like the most recent, because people they have hard times, like focusing on 7-second like advertisement. So like our attention span has been reduced. But I'll tell you this, like look back around 2000, 2001, you had the whole blow up of the internet bubble, and then you had 9/11. Then go forward 7 more years, and what do you have? The housing market bubble, 2007, 8, 9, right? And then just keep taking it forward. Do your own research. Like, don't look for somebody to spoon feed you. Like, if you're not willing, you're too lazy to go back and do that stuff, like, you're just going to be kind of like sucked up like the rest of the people. Just there's 3 things I look in for life. Is like, there's people that make things happen, there's people that watch things happen, and there's people that wonder what happened. Literally, it's that true. I always look for the people that make things happen. I'll always be the 100% person that will say to you 100%, I am not the sharpest tack in the pack, but I do know a few people who are. And when you find those few people, like for yourself, like, and you follow them and you avoid all the FUD and the noise, because there's a lot of FUD and noise outside that surrounds that. It just makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, I agree. Keep the foot out. How was Vegas? Other than
90% good, 10% bad.
Yeah.
I will say that. I will
Let's
get
speak
into
on the
10.
90%.
Yeah, let's not talk about the 10% because I really I never want to speak to that like on video type thing. But the 90%,
I mean, wish I was there. It looked fun for you guys, everyone.
CZ put on a beautiful cabana pool party type event. Everybody was like so gracious, like so many fun times. I got to go out with I got to sit down with RG3, Crypto Stylus, and Hex Siren at brunch. I was the clown joker that spilled a mimosa on the table, so I paid for the table.
You were nervous?
I paid the bill. I was like,
were you nervous with the two beautiful ladies?
Nervous. What's that? Oh no!
Were you
I mean, no. Hex Siren is she's so great. I mean, I don't know, Crypto Stylist very much. I mean, so like I just got to meet her at that one event, but like I hung out a couple times with Hex Siren, and she's so fun. She's such a genuine person. Like it just really, her and I joked back and forth during the whole the crypto fitness challenge thing. So she was inspiring to me because she would post these stupid photos with her tongue hanging out and stuff, and like, would you get serious? but we're still doing it. I mean, I'm in a trim down period. I'm like in a low calorie period. So like literally, I have dropped probably 6.8 pounds since Vegas. But that you got to change things up for the body to like be able to grow, that type of thing. It's not 100% of progress. So I'm going to be going into I'm in a calorie deficit position right now, but I'm going to be going back into like a caloric increase. And I learned that from RG3. I really appreciated like sitting down and hanging out and talking with them. They're real people. They're just honest, real people. So that was so much fun. CZ, she was fantastic. What a terrific host. What a terrific event she put on. I mean,
she's funny.
Yeah, she's funny. I mean, she can be saucy and everything like that,
Yeah.
And I get it. She's the cougar and that type of thing. But I mean, her and her husband, they're real people.
Did you get to golf out there, or you made it out too late?
I didn't get to golf because my plane flight came in. Actually, it was supposed to come in at like 1:30, and it came in an hour late. So like literally by the time I got back and got checked in to the hotel, the first person I met there was Carrera. What's her name? What's her first name now? I know her last name's Carrera. Just kind of like the cougar that always like wants to
Georgia, man. Come on,
Georgia.
Come on.
Yeah, so thank you. No,
how are you gonna forget Georgia?
I'm old,
come
right?
on. Come on.
Yeah. So Georgia, she's like, "Are you in the lobby?" I'm like, we're texting back and forth. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." I'm in line checking in.
Who made the cutouts of Richard? That was dope.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, she was the first one to give me a big hug though, and that's how Vegas started off. So it was kind of nice. Like, she's a sweetheart, and everybody I met. I mean, like, Crypto Cajun, God, I met that one. Hexicajun, yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of alpha.
And the one woman I met that she does this like, Hex news type thing. I can't think of her name. There's so many people now in Hex.
I think her name is Bobby something.
Oh yeah, Bobby H, is it?
Bobby H, yeah. Something. Yeah. I'm not sure.
But yeah, she's very nice and very professional. I really enjoyed, talking with her and stuff like that. Very limited time talking with her, but I did get to meet Dip Catcher. I met Stan. Stan is like, everybody tells, he's like a fucking Viking god, you know. It's like he really is. I mean, there's no joke. I mean, the guy is incredible. You know, like Dip Catcher's no small guy either.
They're both tall. Dip Catcher's a little
Right.
awkward.
But you know,
they're both tall. I saw a picture.
Much respect for those gentlemen because I mean, well, you know, Dip Catcher and I have been like joking around back and forth ever since the launch of Maximus, and you know that's why I wear the shirt, Maximus. I like picked this off of Redbubble, like the minute I bought in, but I have not been a sad lad for that. So these Dip Catcher knows how to code. He really does, and the content that he puts out is like solid. You know, I'm you know not a sad lad behind his product. Like if you compared his product, and you know it'll be real easy for me to like put the DECA over here type thing because like apparently the DECA like just rug pulled everybody and ran away with money. I don't know. Can you guys tell anything about that? Can anybody?
Apparently it was a rug pull. That's all I heard.
Did he just walk away with the money or something like that?
Well, a certain percentage, I guess, in the coding was supposed to go to a wallet, and that wallet address, it was sent to like a personal wallet address. Okay. So, I mean, it was just a straight scam. I mean, you could tell easily that it was a scam. No. So it's just people that got in it. I just don't know what the hell they were thinking. I mean, just come on, guys. Yeah, something that's going to give you hex, like just buy hex, guys. Come on.
It did not pass the smell test. It's like, no. I'm like, because I have invested in some, you know, projects that are going to launch on PulseChain that have obviously not launched until PulseChain launches. And some of them, you know, could be, you know, considered risky, but I've never talked about them because the fact that like, I don't want to lead anybody astray from the core products. The core products are Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX. Like, you know, if you're new investing, if you're listening to this channel right now, you're hearing this voice, your key things, if you're new to crypto and like you've not invested things, stick to core Richard Hart products, please. Just be safe. Like there's going to be a lot of shiny objects out there, things that sound good or new or fresh. Hey, you know, Hex is what, you know, made me money. Okay. So, I mean, and I've been investing in crypto since 2016. You know, my first like 3 Bitcoin were bought November 4th, 2016 at $634,000 a piece. So I rode the dip. I mean, I literally held on to them all the way up to 20, you know, almost 20K, and then all the way back down to like 38,000. You know, I did divest this past March, but yeah, just be careful out there. You know, and be careful who you listen to, that type of thing. That's why, like with my project, you know, I always tell people, like with the Prosperity Project, I'm not ever launching a coin. I'm not ever like asking for money, and I'm never like asking you to join a paid group because, like, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. But I want to see people make money, or like people to learn about investing, or you know, core principles about how to become wealthy. You know, because getting rich is easy. I mean, there's a lot of people that get rich in crypto because like something happens overnight, and then like lotto winners. You know, 74% of lotto winners in the United States are broke within 2 years, and that's because they don't know how to manage their money. Just easy come, easy go. That's the way it works. But like, if you want to be wealthy, you know, like if you want to create generational wealth, there's a different prospect for that. You know, there's different avenue how you delay gratification, not only in your investing initially, but how you invest, you know, after that.
It's about making the right moves and being in a long for the long run. Like I was talking to a friend today, and I was telling him like, this is a realistic to play from $1,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
two moves, right?
Right.
Two moves.
It's not hard, bro.
You buy Hex at 3 cents. I was telling him you sell it with $1,000, right? You sell it at $3 in the next bull run. Then you wait. I don't know. Hopefully we will go back down somewhere, and hopefully you can find the bottom the next time around. 50 cents, 20 cents, 40 cents. I don't know, $1, whatever the hell we're gonna be at. $3, wherever the bottom is. Should be another one like this time around, right?
Right.
And then you just doing. You got 100K. You just need another 10x, and that's it.
Yeah.
So two moves, like there's two moves.
Yeah, literally, like
it's doable, and like in my mind, and like it's doable. You know, it's not like I'm just telling them some shit that's like crazy. Like, no, it's doable. Like if you have the long-term mindset, like a 8-year plan, it's doable. 2 moves.
Yeah, and like for me, like I'm older, right? Like so, like, but this was my game plan, you know. And like, if I know a lot of people who may be watching, like, have already heard my story, so it's like repetitive. But for any new person who's listening, so this is literally what I did. I started this thing I called the Loose Change Project, and I'm a retired chef, 24 years, you know, chefing, and I went into automotive detailing because I went back to school. I couldn't, you know, was going to get a nutrition degree. I went back for like 1 semester, and it wasn't the younger people that annoyed me. It was the professors. So they're so goddamn liberal and like so full of shit. I was like, I can't stand this. Like, so like I called a friend of mine who I actually cared for his wife's father lived around the street from me, and he had brain and lung cancer. And so at the time I had slipped in the kitchen with a big pot, and I had to have hernia surgery. And so I'm like laid up at home, but like I would go around the corner and visit with him because he's ex-Nav, you know, ex-Navy, like I am. And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I would kind of care for him, cook with him, you know, we'd shoot bullshit stories, you know, talk crap, that type of thing. But I got to know him. And so her husband worked for this company, this automotive group here in Montana. And so like I called him up and like, I can't take this college stuff. Like I'm done. I mean, I had a free ride. I mean, the Navy would have paid for, you know, 4 years of my college, like for free. But I was not going to have it. And so I went to automotive work, but literally I got this idea of what I call Loose Change Project. So when you're cleaning out cars that are traded in, not customer cars, because, you know, that's not fair. You never touch customer money, but cars that are traded in, what do you find under couches, you know, like at people's homes, or you find loose change. So you find so much loose change in cars. So I started collecting the loose change and put it in this mayonnaise jar. I mean, I have it right upstairs. It's almost 3/4 full. So I'll be cashing in soon. I have not stopped deviating from like what I did. So for 2.5 years, I collected this loose change, and I put it into this, what I called an investment, you know, this checking account, like separate from everything else. When Hex launched, I invested that into Hex, and I turned it made me a multimillionaire. And it's ridiculous. But, you know, like when Richard tells you, you know, like, you know, it went 10,000x. Yeah, it did. It went 10,000x. So that's like a million times like the amount of money you invested. So, and I was smart. I took 20% off the table. You know, I talked about it today. You can go look at the website right now at Crypto Cash 2022. I show you, like I talked about it, green tree, brown tree. Like when it was the green tree, when we were between 44 and 47 cents worth of Hex, like price, not at the top. Like I've never ever claimed to call the top or buy the top, but between 44 and 47 cents, I took 20% off the table. And then I let, you know, the rest ride, you know, and a lot of it's still obviously, you know, in longer term stakes, that type of thing. But I did have 20% that I could take away, but I did. But one of the other things I did is I took a percentage and I put it into PLSX and PLS. So, so literally I sat back with 10% ultimately, like off the table, that type of thing. And yeah, that's the story. I mean, and I did take, a slightly good percentage and put it into Maximus. Like I literally was going to be retired, like in February of this year. Like I retired, I left my job, spent 2.5 months, kind of dicking around on the couch. I played with testnet a lot. I literally spent like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. I did not leave my couch. Like
it's fun. It's fun when you get in
right?
there. Yeah.
But I like thought to myself afterwards, I'm like, I have not left the house in 2.5 weeks. Like, I don't play video games, but like,
when's the last time I showered?
No, I did go down, take care of basic hygiene, like type thing, but I did not leave the house.
Yeah,
that was the thing. It was like, okay, I'll shower up, throw the pants in the washer, put on new pants, that type of thing, and just like, and then I'm there for 12, 14 hours, like going through the whole testnet thing, like literally like figuring everything out, the whole. And I encourage anybody who has not played with testnet, please go and do it now, because it's going to launch soon and you will regret not taking this advice, because it's not financial advice. It's called life advice. Like literally do it now, because you will regret when it launches. You're going to scramble and you're going to try to figure it out and you're going to get wrecked. Anybody like these people, and I'll say this. This is my own personal opinion, but I'll say this. Anybody who goes out there and like starts ratio trading PLSX to PLS, or, even hex, that type of thing. Maybe not hex, because like I have a preference for hex, but so go dump all your bags for hex. But I will say this, a lot of people missed out on PLS, or they didn't have the money for PLS. And so they had the money for PLSX, they missed out on PLS. And so they're going to come in and they're going to ratio trade like 5 PLSX for 1 PLS.
Yeah, you're gonna get yourself wrecked. See, my mindset is
wrecked.
You gotta, if you're gonna ratio trade, you gotta have a plan before. So if you want to do 10% of your bag, 50% of your bag, 100% of your bag, ratio trading, you gotta have a plan, and then you gotta realize you could literally lose everything, and you gotta be okay with that.
You made your decision.
Yeah, right. Like, so if you're okay with, because there's great opportunities as well. I mean, you could make some great moves. So
sure,
yeah.
And
but you got to be okay with the wins and
smart moves, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be honest. I'm 1 to 7, so I'm like 1% to 7%, or
I'm in the same boat, man. I got a lot more PLSX than PLS.
Yeah, and the only reason I have that is because I had a large bag, and in hex, towards when the launch happened for PLSX, where I only had like a smaller bag launch, or end for PLS. I didn't put fresh capital. I just moved funds. And so it is what it is, right? But I'll go pick it up. I'll go pick up PLS, on the cheap. I'll let people run it up and they'll like see the dump and then just buy in. But I'm not doing anything. This is what I'm doing. These 2 hands sit on my butt. Like I'm serious. I'm not even joking. Like, but people are gonna do it because like the dopamine, the excitement like aspect is gonna like kick in. PULSECHAIN launch. Oh my God, I gotta make moves. That I don't know, like everything
we've been waiting for over a year.
Yeah, everything I've done, for PULSECHAIN launch, I've already done. Like it's over, and I'll make tons of freaking coins. Just doing the, one-sided staking on PLSX. So I'm not worried about that because I'll just use that to buy PLS. That's my game plan. There's some alpha for you. All right. So I'm literally going to sit on my hands, right? And I'm going to take all my PLSX and just one side stake. I'm not even doing liquidity providing. I understand it now. Probably almost 89%.
For the one-sided, are they gonna whip that out right away? I feel like they have to wait for the V3,
it's
right?
gonna be like 3-4 months, probably. All right,
Yeah.
that's my thought. That's my thought. It's not gonna happen overnight, but nothing happens overnight.
You know what I'm most excited about? I got
What?
Well, myself, my family, and all that, but I was more excited about that early on. But the longer we wait, I got bags for a few family members that I'm just gonna hodl for them. So I'm just really excited about that.
Yeah.
Just helping people close to me make it out as well. If it does happen, man, it's gonna be dope. Let's go.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you know what? I have people talk to me about if only, and actually a good friend I connected with back in New York, very good friend. And, he regretted because somebody did talk to him back in 2011 about Bitcoin and crypto. And I never talked to him about crypto. Actually, I lost touch with him. He was like a ghost. And we just recently reconnected over the past 3 weeks. And the last conversation we had in text is hey, let's have a conversation for 30 minutes, every 2 weeks. Let's get together and talk. Because I've never exposed to him or talked to him about crypto. He talked to me about crypto. And so I'm I became a multimillionaire, through crypto. But we'll talk about that later. Relationship is more important. But the key factor here is that when people think about getting into crypto, they have this mentality that I'm going to be rich in 2 years. That's not the way it works. That's what delayed gratification is about. It's you have to give time. I mean, you really do. It doesn't happen overnight, but it feels like it happens overnight. And I can say this is a lot of the investments that I've made going into the downtrend of this bear market, everything I've done is it's money I don't need, right? If you're investing money you need today, don't put it into crypto. That's a bad decision. Invest what you reasonably can. Just, if $500 is too much, but $50 is okay, hey, go in with $50. Be happy with that. Don't compare yourself with me or the next guy or the next gal, that type of thing. Don't be like that. Just be happy that you are making the right decisions at the right time, because honestly, we are at the right time in blockchain right now. I don't know how to tell you that anything better. You're not going to make money off the S&P. You're not going to make money off of energy stocks. You're going to not make money off of oil or technology. Literally right now, what you do in blockchain using smart products. And I'm talking products, not projects, not Wish. I'm not telling you go to POW or, I'm not Jim Rat Crypto telling you go, hey, check out POW and I'm telling you this. You put your money in Hex, when PulseChain does launch, you're going to get a double. Just use financial sense about that. Now, they may or may not reach parity, or one may go up against the other. But I'll tell you this, I'm buying Hex at under 4 cents, no brainer. Seriously, if my bags were not full, I'd be dumping tons of cash in that. I seriously.
Yeah, we're at 315 now. We're started at 318.
315. Yeah, I gotta go upstairs and look at the other laptop because I got some matcha orders, so I may have bought some.
There you go.
But
I don't have any in order in yet, but I got it. I'm thinking about starting to put some in.
Wait. This guy up on the wall right here. Yeah.
You need, speaking of, when you were speaking earlier about the loose change, if you could put a big jar of change somewhere in your feed on your right or left on your right, that'd be cool, you know. And every time if you're doing the streams or whatever on your show, or if you're going on other shows, like the actual jar, like a shelf with the actual jar, you know what I mean? And then every time you go on, there's a little more change in there. A few months later, it's a little more change. It'd be cool. Yeah. I was just thinking that.
No,
who knows?
I'll ask Bullish Ox about that. He's helping me out with the website for that. Because like I remember, I mean, back in the 90s.
Like in your actual feed right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, I asked Bullish Ox about that.
Speaking of the Bullish Ox.
He's helping, there he is. Yeah. So because he's an awesome guy and like literally I told him, I'm like, I used to actually build computers and build websites and stuff. And I don't know any of that stuff now. Like the arrow is beyond me. This is back in the early 90s, that type of thing. So I don't mind enlisting help. I'm not ashamed to say what my weaknesses are, but Bullish is this guy is king of the table right now. I'll tell you what, his time is precious and I appreciate his time. So I will say that. But I wanted to see. That's the thing. Is he's the guy who created the idea of Hearts Mafia. Coined the term. Yeah, certainly. I mean, I don't forget. I kind of forget names sometimes, but I don't forget stuff. I understand. And you can look to the left or right of me, all right, here's Shield Masters, I got them up to the left and to the right, it's that guy is awesome, creates fantastic shields, just fun stuff, right? And Jim Rec Crypto would be the first person to say, if you don't have $550 or whatever, dump on a shield or something like that, go invest in crypto and get that money. This is just fun stuff for me. I bought them for the studio so I could set them up, that type of thing.
They're great pieces for the studio for sure. They're
they're awesome, and they're heavy as hell, bro.
They're real from what I saw in the videos.
Bolts. I had to put some bolts in the wall to hang these things. So seriously, they're no joke. They're actual shields. There's actual things you can put underneath that type of thing. So
there you go. In case of a home invasion,
right?
Or the world ends or something.
Who cares about that stuff, right? Yeah. Everybody worries about the worst, but people more spend time worrying about the worst than they do plan on the future. And that's why I love Crypto Heartbeat and Rags to Riches. Because
you got to be optimistic in this world.
You have to be.
A lot of people are just
One of the things that Crypto Heartbeat puts out, he puts out a lot of positive energy about the fact of we're in abundance. We're not in prosperity or or want or need, that type of thing. I forget the word.
Yeah, the world is abundant. Yeah.
No, there's abundance out there. I mean,
everyone. Seriously, I really enjoy Crypto Heartbeat, listening to streams for sure. Free the captives, as he says.
Yeah.
But he's 100% right, man. We are captives. At least I am.
Well, you
made it out, in my opinion. But me, I'm still in the hustling. Every day, going to that 9 to 5, and
that's fine. But that's
no,
fine.
I know. I mean, of course, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I know what the hell I'm doing. Just being in crypto, being in this community, and especially listening to Heartbeat, you just gives you a perspective on life, and
But like
I
one of
guess
the
what's
things people
important.
get into is this, is like, and I've said this, and like I think Wells only kind of liked it, but like people get in this thing, like this mentality focus of like, get what you can what you get, and then hide the can. It's like, that's the negative aspect of like the way most of life goes, is like, or you can come from the abundance thing and just be like, hey, like this is free for all. Like, I mean, here's free shit. All right. Like that's literally what I want to say about like the Prosperity Project, is like, here's free shit. Like, you don't have to like it, you don't have to love it. You can look at it and make your own decisions with it. But like, I am literally giving you like free alpha, like what has worked and what will work. Because literally what I'm putting out right now is what worked for me and got me to, a couple $1,000,000. And so like, I'm literally throwing out for free, and I created a new account, and I'm like literally doing this in real time. 10%. I've agreed to go back to work for 2 years, just to show people that in 2 years, if you dollar cost average 10% of your income, like you can become, a millionaire or a multimillionaire in 4 to 6 years. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you put 2 years worth of effort, so I'm doing it straight from a brand new account. I mean, the brand new account is like probably $2,200 right now. And that's since March. So that's $2,200 in a bear market. And I just keep adding to it. But I will say this, I will take this bet. Like, I will reach $1,000,000, like in, whether you call it paper cash, that type of thing, crypto cash, within 4 years. And I'll do it for 2 years, and then I'll just cut it off. I won't do anything for the next 2 years. So I won't put a dime into it. But in 4 years, I guarantee you it'll be over $1,000,000. And maybe I'll throw out that bet. Maybe I'll throw it out like, you can have my entire account investment type thing. I'll think about that. I'm serious. I'm not even joking.
I mean, I wouldn't bet against it. I mean,
I wouldn't bet against it
you
either.
just have 2 Gs right
like,
now, and
I
it's
can
been a
take
few
all those bets.
months.
I can
You
take
can
all
have
those bets
maybe
against it, right?
in 2 years, you might have 10 Gs invested. You put one of those in PulseChain. Yeah, I mean,
all of it
PulseX,
is,
I'm not
10%
betting
of
against
my income.
those. Hex, 2
Hey,
chains,
let me do this.
3 chains. How can you
let
not
me-
win?
let me
What is everyone
shamefully-
else doing out
All
there?
right, let me shamefully promote this. All right, so here we go. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, so this is a book. You can all see it, right? I got it right up there. That's a book you can go buy on Amazon. It costs you about $7. Like, you don't have to listen to me, my stupid ass. Like, you go buy that book.
Oh, this one right here.
Oh, bro, you did not. You totally
been on
like
that.
one up me.
Been on that.
Awesome, bro. I appreciate that so much. Like, that makes my heart happy, because that's a 76, 78 page book. You read that stuff, and once you read it, you'll get it. All right. Like, I read it before crypto. So like, I applied it to my life before crypto. Crypto just became the leverage, gave me a huge stick. If you ever read Ayn Rand, like the largest, stick moves the world, that type of thing. That thing really like changed my life long before it. And crypto just became the leverage. I did read something from Andreas Antonopoulos, which is called The Internet of Money. You can go and buy that. I have that book lent out right now, so I don't have it here in the studio. But the light bulb switch turned on. That's when I learned about blockchain, and I understood. That's why I went and bought my first 3 Bitcoin. And that's why I didn't sell my $20,000. And that's why I'm still here today in space. And this is how I made like enough money to become debt free, financially free, and like never have to worry about money for the rest of my life. But I don't live fancy. Like, I don't do, I'm not Richard Hart. I don't do fancy stuff, that type of thing. I always tell people I live on
He
about an
doesn't look
average.
fancy either, Richard.
No, well, for Richard, he
Well,
doesn't.
now he
Right?
is, but like, he's frugal, man. He's
Oh,
just
no,
doing it
I
through
know.
marketing. If there's no marketing involved, he's cheap as
Right.
fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I may be the same way in a sense. I'm kind of frugal, and I'm actually going back to this
Good thing.
project, right? Because for the project, I'm gonna like put my head down and focus. And like I said earlier in the channel, it's like I'm gonna work like a broke pleb. I'm like, I am gonna work like I don't have a dime, and I need to like make my money. So I'm like, and I'm doing it for content. And actually, I think who is it? I always call him Redbeard, but Matt's cohort. God, don't get old.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name right now.
I know. Why can't I remember right now? God, it's killing me.
The guy with the big nodes. Come on.
Oh, come on.
The validator. Yeah, we know who you're talking about.
No, not David Feeder.
Not Feeder?
No, not Feeder.
Okay.
No, this is Rags the Riches.
That's Rags?
That's Rags.
The ginger man? Of course.
Yeah, the gingerbread man, right? Like, I'm going to call him that from now on, the gingerbread man. I'm going to send him a picture.
Oh, not the gingerbread man.
I'm literally going to call him that. I'm going to make it stick too, like the gingerbread man. He has a solid like focus, like, and I really appreciate his stuff because he's just like, he gets after it, and like, he's a straightforward, honest guy. Like, I'm like, he's not fancy or flashy, right? Like, he's just a guy sitting on a porch.
Just the real dude, man. I like him too. That's why I like
he's a real dude,
like,
right?
He's just real motherfuckers, not like, I'm gonna tell you this one day, I'm gonna tell FUD this coin, it's just a real guy about freedom, just
no. And I honestly believe in that.
That's the people I like too,
I mean, I look forward
you could trust them.
I was talking with Matt, back in DMs and stuff, and like, they may be putting on an event, small event, like local meetup type event in October out in Texas. And I'm like, I got some free airline credits. Like, I'll fly down. Like, just let me know. But I'd love to like just meet up privately, like 4 to 6 people, that type of thing. Because I'm not doing any big events anymore. I'm like, I'm done. This last one was too much for me. And it's the third one. I've been to all 3. I'm done with it. It's like, I'm a regular dude.
Yeah, apparently now there's something going on in San Diego in April. It's just, in my opinion, it's too many, too much, too quick. Just.
Oh, I know. And
I mean, if people want to meet up, people want to meet up,
And that's awesome. Applause to anybody who wants to go do that stuff. And if you haven't done it, it'll be a fun event.
Even before the cruise, sorry, I think it's in February, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember actually the dates, but there's something in San Diego, and then the cruise is next year in April from Miami.
Yeah, literally the most important thing to me right now is like grinding this stuff for the next 2 years and just being boring and basic and showing people like, yeah,
we're in the same boat, man. I could have went to Vegas, I had money, I mean, I could have got off work, but it would have cost me what, 2, 3, 5,000.
Yeah, I wish.
And that's like 2, 3, 5 million. Yeah, I'm good.
No big deal, but I want new people coming in, and I want anybody who's listening to this, just if I could be a shill for a second. It's at Crypto Cash 2022. It's called the Prosperity Project. If you would follow me, if you want to follow me, if you want to hit me with questions, that type of stuff, offline, I am going to be having a website that Bullish Ox is helping me with, and I will be doing actual YouTube streaming in the future for that, and I will do it through this bear market cycle. I'm one of the few people, like, I always say this is like, look at the people who like were there during the like high times, you know, of like hex and crypto and like rah rah rah. And look how many few people are still here, like just like what you're doing, you know, just like doing the worst damn
Yeah.
crypto show in the world, you know, like
It's
I
been
mean, just
quiet,
no,
man.
but I'm
Yeah.
serious. I'm like, you
Even
know,
in their own
people like,
community, there's a few streams that aren't streaming anymore. I was
yeah,
just thinking about it
Discourse
today.
and
Yeah.
Maddie, Crypto Heartbeat, Rags to Riches. I mean, these guys are core. I mean, like, I have not left. Like, I have not gone hide in the shadows.
Well, I'm not going nowhere, man. I'll be here for more than 15. 15 is just the beginning for me.
And
Whether
this is
I'm
one of the things I
in
say on my
Hex or other
channel.
coins, you know, I'll be here.
Yeah. And this is one of the things I say on my channel. And I'll tell anybody this. And this is not like my quote, my famous quote. This came from Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger. I don't know which one of those two. I watch them both. This is where your millions are made right now. Right now, in the worst of the bear market cycle, when you buy, this is where you make your millions. That's just a fact. I mean, like when PulseChain launches, get in there, dig in, and just dollar cost average all the way up. And then when you get to the top of the rocket cycle, that type of thing, and you're like, oh my God, like we've reached it. Take 20% off for yourself and set aside, you know, and let the rest ride. That's what I do. It's not financial advice, but that's what I do. Because I don't need all the money now. I always have the saying. Well, actually, I learned this from a gal. Her name is Prepper Princess. So if you want to like see my background type thing, where I came from, like I'm a big part of the whole, you know, conservative movement, that type of thing. But she always says, you know, do what you can with where you're at, you know. So this is my thing is like, you know, take what you need and leave the rest, because you always need to invest for your future. So if you take everything out, you're out of the game. I mean, like, you don't know. I mean, it could go higher, it could go lower.
You have to be an idiot to sell the thing that made you a lot of money. I mean, to sell all of it, you got to sell a little piece of it. I mean,
yeah,
buy
I
back
was
in just to sell it and just never go back in it. I mean, that's just.
all right. You got me on that one because I was like, because I do have a future thing I'm going to be like posting up the line, which is called "Don't Kill the Goat" or "Don't Eat the Golden Goose."
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually
But
I got in my notes. I have
people,
written down like "Don't
that's how
eat the
people
golden
think, man.
goose."
It's crazy.
No, they do though. But
I
that's
was
how.
talking to, you're right. I was talking to one of my best friends, and you know, he's like, if this thing 10x's amount, I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? And we're talking about PulseX. This is what we're talking about.
Oh
And
man, are you
he's like, if
serious?
it 10x's amount, and I'm just like, come on, bro. I don't know. I mean, if he just sells and never buys again, I mean, I don't think that'll ever happen because I'm around him. So,
Yeah.
like, I'll just keep pressuring him. But like, that's his mindset. That's how he's thinking, and I'm just like,
No, that's
Jesus,
just
like he
silly,
doesn't.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, 10x, Allen. Yeah, he's out. I'm just like, okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't know. People are. I think we're. No, I
Well,
mean, yeah, I've been in it for a year, but you've been in it longer, and like, we just know what's gonna. I mean, it's not like you know what's gonna happen, but like, you know what's gonna happen. It's hard to explain, you know.
well,
It's
you know,
safe to assume that 99% or 95% of the time this thing's gonna happen. We're gonna get an all time high again, and it's gonna 3x 5x from the all time high that we had before.
right.
So at these prices, you're looking at 100x, 50x, 20x. Like, you could safely say that that's gonna happen, you know. But we're still speculating, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be right back. I gotta make some
No,
food
go
for the
ahead.
baby. But I'll
You're
be right
fine.
back. Apologize.
All right. I'll keep it alive here. Let me look at the chat here because
I have no doubt you'll be fine.
I see Alan
I'll be right
Fizz,
back.
Hedron 21X for no reason. Alan, you're just bombing the chat, bro. Bullish X, I see you down there sending out some comments. Yeah, no, Bullish X, like it'd be fun. I'd like to be like jump on stream sometime with Jim Rat sometime. Yeah, here. Let's have a catch up from our last May conversation. Yeah. So, and Alan says, like, you guys are dominating the chat, like, at least what I can see here. So, if I went on YouTube, I'd probably see a little bit more of chat type stuff. But, you know, since Romanian Dan is gone, you know, I'll just be honest, like, you know, like be a total shill because I loved Richard's statement about like being a shillionaire, that type of thing. Like I used to talk about that when I first got into crypto. It was like I shillionaired every way into like whatever $10 like, you know, extra I could earn, like get them on Coinbase or, you know, this or that, you know, whatever I made up, right? Yeah, give us the goods. And that was my thing. It was like, because I literally like came from like no investment thesis, like no understanding of crypto, you know, broke pleb, you know, honestly, yeah, that's me. And my biggest thing is like, I could tell anybody who ever makes any money in crypto, it's like, please do not do this. Do not go out and just like spend your money foolishly. Like, just don't eat the goose. You know, the goose is what lays the golden eggs. You know, the crypto that we're invested in are things that are like just spitting out like passive income. Do your research on wealthy individuals, you know, like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and that type of thing. Granted, I know they don't like crypto, that type of stuff, but like seriously, just stick your money in there, like and keep it invested. You know, you make a lot of money, take 20% off the top, leave 80%, you know, back to reinvest. You will not be a sad lad or gal, you know, that type of thing. Like, because you don't need all the money now. I mean, look at the way you're living right now. Like, imagine if you could do that without having to go to work. That would be good enough. You know, maybe you're a parent with like 5 kids, like seriously. And just like, you don't have to go, daddy doesn't have to go to work anymore. Maybe you're a single person and just like sick of the workforce, that type of thing. Like, I don't have to go to work anymore. But if you increase your lifestyle, then you have to keep up. Or you're going to depend on like increasing incomes because there's going to be up and down flows with crypto. It's just going to happen. I mean, you know, this is just one part of the cycle. Then you'll need it. You'll see a next boom cycle. And guess what? If you're young enough, you know, you're going to see another drop, like 95%. And then you're going to see an up cycle. You know, it goes up, but you got to be smart. You got to, you know, I've seen a lot of negative stuff over the past week about like people, you know, like being mad at OGs, taking money off the table, that type of thing. And I get it. Like, you know, it's like, it's negative because it's, you know, negative price pressure. I mean, anybody selling now is just a dumbass. I don't care if they're an OG or anything. Personally, that's my personal opinion. But seriously, you got to look at like when like Richard Hart called the top on Bitcoin. All right, I was there. I still had like 3.2 Bitcoin. Okay, so that I've held since 2016. I didn't sell till 47,000, 47.8 or whatever Bitcoin. So I did not sell the top. You know, like I always say, I'm not the smartest tack in the pack, but you know, you learn to find out who is. You know, but I'm not sad. You know, I'm like, oh, could I have sold higher? Like, shouldn't I have listened to Richard? Like when at 65, you know, yeah, Scamlick that went up to like 69. Like maybe I could have sold then, you know, like I don't even think about that. I sold at like 47.8 or 47.6 or something like that, and I'm not sad because like I literally paid $634 for these things. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm good, and 80% of that went back. Actually, that was like my MAXI stack, to be honest with you. I mean, that's where it went. I reinvested it into the market. So, hate the OGs, that type of thing. It doesn't make any sense. Like, don't ever hate or like compare yourself to another individual. Like, live your life and just be happy for what you got. Never stack yourself up against somebody else. I joked about the fact that I posted a picture on Twitter a while ago. I picked up the first Rolex in my life, right? I got this nice one. It had like the hex colors, that type of thing. And then Richard posted his like Submariner or whatever it was, like had all the freaking bling in the world. It's like, are you kidding me? Like that thing, like 10x or 10,000x is my watch. Like, I'm a broke pleb, but yeah, that's the last like worthless, chunk of metal I ever put money in. It was just for fun. It was only just for fun. But like, if you watch my channel, the 20 or Crypto Cash 2022, if you follow me, and then I'll start doing the YouTube videos and stuff. I'm literally doing this to benefit people that are like starting from zero or close to zero or just getting into crypto, that type of thing. I literally want to do this because I want to see other people like rise above, because it's not how high you climb, it's how many people you take with you. And I think that's, maybe a derivative of like what Richard Hart talks about, because I think Richard Hart is doing this for the community. As much as he says he's doing it for glory, that type of thing, I honestly believe he's doing it for others. And that's a selfless act. I mean, the guy's probably got all the money. I know the guy's got all the money in the world he ever needs. I'm like, yeah. Okay, you're back. I'm done ranting. I carried it for you.
Thank you. Sorry
Take
about
it
that.
over, brother.
Take it over. It was beautiful what you were saying. I was just listening to the last few things you were saying. I mean, yeah, I mean, Richard's just a good guy, I think, and he's just selfless like that.
Oh no,
I see myself in Richard in that way. That if I was rich like that, that'd be cool to do that, like, because
no, go ahead.
You want to live forever,
Yeah,
and you want to help other people, as many as you can, be in your position, and that is freedom. And the only way to do that is to have money. If you don't have money, you're not free in today's society.
Yeah.
So.
Nobody gets out of here alive. All right. So, that's the end result. I mean, happy or sad, whatever. But like literally, I'm setting up like things for like my niece and my nephew. I don't have kids personally, but I'm like setting them up. So I'm setting up generational wealth. Because I don't need anything more, particularly in my life. Like, I don't need, more fancy watches. I don't need a $10 million watch collection, that type of thing. So right now, like, I'm setting everything up of what I'm going to leave behind, in a sense. Now, that could sound sad to some people, but it actually makes me feel pretty glad, because like I've never been put in this position in my life. So it's very positive for me. But there's a limited aspect, scope. Like, you got to plan for things. Like, you got to figure out, like, hey, how old are you? How long do you expect to live? That type of thing. These are things that people need to look at. The money's fun, but I mean, it's just money.
Yeah, definitely. It's about people, for sure, 100%.
But we're gonna have fun.
Your legacy. I mean, your legacy is important, of course. I mean, I personally, I want to see the world and see some things, before I go. But the most important thing is to leave something behind and the most important thing for me is for my family not to have to work for someone else unless they want to,
Right.
like to have that financial security, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the neat thing about like the job position that I'm working for this next 2 years. Like my boss honestly understands. Like we had the conversation. Like I don't need to do this. Actually, and this not being braggadocious, I'm particularly good at what I do. Like I'm very good at what I do. So like I'm top performer in the shop, and I've only been there for like 6 months or whatever. I know what I do and I do it well. But like he is willing to work within the boundaries of like if I need to take off, like he gives me the time off. And I really appreciate him for that. I don't take advantage of it. But when him and I sat down in the interview initially back end of May, I told him, I'm like, I'm going out to Vegas, the 5th through the 10th. I'm like, so like I know I don't qualify for vacation time, but if that's a problem, just let me know now because it's a deal breaker. But like literally, I went out there, hoping to have a good time, that type of thing, be for the community aspect. But I did come back from Vegas and say, this is the last time of like going to a big convention type thing.
Yeah, I haven't been to one yet, but yeah, I could see. I mean, I'm more of a laid back person, so I'm not trying to.
Oh, they're fun. I mean, no lie. Like
Yeah, but like if you've been to 2, 3, like okay.
Yeah, after 3 of them, like you get burnt out about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I look forward to possibly going out to Texas to meet up with Matt, Crypto Heartbeat, and with Rags and a couple other folks. A very small gathering. But I'm not doing any big conventions for like the next 2 years. I'm going to grind on my project. I'm going to show people it's possible. And then once I produce the goods, once the results are in, then I'm going to be like, okay. And now I can be like Wales, Scotty done told you, Hex Tech done told you. Hey, but I got a question. Where is the famous? Yeah, I just noticed after you left, I'm like, where's the damn famous?
He was in Spaces earlier today. He's in Spain, so I don't know if he has the setup or wanted to stay up late.
I don't know.
And he's with his other friend or friends, so yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I'm sure they're sharing an Airbnb or something, right? So I don't think he's gonna be. It's like 2 a.m. his time in Spain when we start.
Been good. Yeah, it's been good talking with you, bro. I mean, like, I didn't mean to dominate the conversation, that type of thing.
Oh, no worries. It's good because I usually don't have much to say, so I need someone that dominates the conversation. If it's just you, me, and someone else, it would be hard to fill up a show if it was. I'd be talking a lot of bullshit.
I'm just so like positive about the cryptocurrency thing. Like,
me
and
too,
we're
man. I'm
in a
excited.
bear market. Like, wait till you see me when we're in a bull market. Like, you want to see me like get pumped up? Like, I'll be like, woo! I'll be like one of those wrestler guys or whatever,
I mean, for me, it's what I really live for because in 30, I think I'm 33 now. Yeah, 33 years of life, man. I haven't found like since I started looking for a way out of this system of working 9 to 5 because I never wanted to do this forever.
Yeah,
this is the only way that I found so far, and I just discovered crypto, which is crazy because I was looking for something like this forever, but like I wasn't.
When did you first get into crypto?
March of last year.
Really?
And I found Hex in like June, July. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's fair. No, March of last year. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm pretty new.
Okay. No.
But yeah, it's. I mean, once you hear Richard Hart, like you hear him one time, he's like, "Yeah, Bitcoin went from a penny to 69K." I'm like, I've never heard that in my life. Where the hell have I been?
Well, that's
like, I invest in something like this.
Well, one of the things I try to remind people of, because if people go back and look at the charts, you can look at the time frames and stuff. but like everybody was like looking for Bitcoin, or excuse me, for Hex to like reach a penny. And then like it went from like a penny to 10 cents, like in a snap of the fingers. And Richard did on stream, he said something, or maybe he did in a post. I think it was in a post. He's like, what's 10 cents on the way to $100? And I tell people this, I do this, you know, I have an actual book. It's actually sitting right here. You can reach over. Oh, yeah, pick it up right here. Thing looks old and crusty, you know, had some, you know, Hex, some notes from recipes and stuff, but I call it the Richard Hart book. So when he makes these statements, like I call them Richard Hartisms, it's like when he says, like, what's 10 cents on the way to $100? Like, you know, not financial advice,
Yeah,
but
he's
for
not
me
fucking around.
personally, take it to the bank. And so, like, literally, like, so I was at work on Saturday. And so, like, I'm like literally at the automotive shop and I'm like doing maintenance work, clean up the vacuums, that type of thing. And so, like, what gets sucked up in vacuums, you know, at automotive dealerships, loose change. So it was like 28 cents. And so, like, I literally like washed off with the greaser, you know, like washed off with the sink, and I brought it back in the shop because I've already onboarded one person. I've got two others that are ready to onboard. They're just not 100% there yet. And I said, here's 28 cents. So I did the math calculation. I'm like, you know, this will buy you 8.04, 8.04, you know, hex. I'm like, so when hex reaches $100, this 28 cents is now 800 bucks. Yeah, I just left it at that.
Thank you.
And they're just looking at me like, either this guy is crazy or like this guy is almost like smartest tack like in the pack right now. Because in that pack, I am the smartest tack. Because I know, like, I literally picked up loose change for 2.5 years and invested it in the Hex when it launched. And if I had waited maybe 30, 40 days, like RG3 was talking about, you know, it probably would have been double that. But, you know, $4 million is $4 million. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm just like, I literally think about it now, like 28 cents right now. I mean, I don't even care. I haven't looked at the price. I don't look at prices anymore. But you know, if like Hex is like 3.1, 3.2 cents or something like that, if you literally look at your loose change and think that the possibility may be that Hex will be $100 per Hex, like how many you can buy with your loose change, you know, an extra $2, that type of thing. Like literally, you would be surprised because in 5 years' time, we're not going to have the same conversation. We're going to have the conversation of, oh, I remember, like Richard Hart, I bought the $30 top, you know, which I equate to like the 40-cent top or something like that, you know, in Hex. And like I wrote it all the way down to $1, you know, in Bitcoin, you know, and then he wrote it all the way back up, you know. I mean, that's the way crypto goes. I mean, it's a very volatile market. It's not for the weak, you know. Don't over leverage yourself, you know, just like invest what you can. But honestly, anybody who's listening, you are going to do extremely well in the next 5 years, 4 to 5 years. Like you're going to really like yourself for making that appropriate decision. I know what I'm doing, you know, like my bags are already packed. So like I would never have to put another penny into crypto ever in my life, but I still am. I'm like doing it for the project, you know. So like if you follow the project, like literally I'm going to turn this project from a couple $1,000s. You know, I don't think I'm at 2,000 yet in the investment process, but I do believe that I'm close to it. And I'm going to turn it into over $1 million. I'll invest for 2 years. I honestly believe, but this is me being a little bit overestimate. I honestly believe in 2 years it'll be $1 million. But I like to say invest for 2 years, and then 4 to 6 years you'll reach $1 million. That type of thing. I think I may hit it in like the 2 years. If I do, I'll be celebrating, and I'll probably give some stuff away to the community.
Do you know how crazy that sounds to like a normal
I know.
person
Yeah, I
in
know
the
it.
real world?
Oh
You're
yeah.
like,
No,
yeah,
I
if
totally
you just put
understand.
away like a few $1,000s, you know, like for the next 2 years, maybe, you know, like, you know, in 3 months, maybe you put away like 5G, you know, whatever. In 4 years, you can
No,
be a
I
millionaire.
totally understand.
It's like more than likely, more than 50% chance. Like I'm fairly certain that you could, you know, not like you're gonna turn your $10,000 into like 20,000. It's like
Right.
no, you're
Yeah.
gonna turn it into $1 million.
$1 million.
I'm fairly
Right?
certain. Like that's like I believe it, but like to someone new, that's just wild and crazy. And
Oh no,
no
it's,
one like
it's
if you
totally
just
insane.
they
Right?
would they would look at you
Yeah.
like you're crazy. Yeah.
I'd be like rags to riches, like, you know, don't follow me, don't subscribe, you know, like don't like, you know, this guy's an idiot, right? You know, this could never potentially happen, right? Potentially happen, right? But yet it did. Right? So like, it happened, right? And so like I just want to prove this one guy. I know this guy, and like I have his email address and stuff, and like we talk back and forth. He and this is what
Oh, you got receipts?
oh, now I got receipts. Yeah, I 100% do. So he contacted me back in March, and he said to me, you know, like, Scott, you just got lucky. Like, you know, you're just one of the fortunate few, like kind of like a won the lotto type thing. And it really pissed me off. I couldn't figure it out. Like I spent 3 or 4 days, like just this grinding, like, you know, just aggravation, like in my, you know, and I don't like being that type of person. I'm a pretty calm person. And then I realized, and it popped in my head one night. I'm like, you know what? That's what pissed me off is like, you know what? I didn't get lucky. I literally spent, and I'll be honest with you, I spent 30 to 40 hours a week for like 6 years, like following crypto, studying crypto, like reading white papers, like doing all the stuff, like whatever Jim Rat Crypto talks about. Like, I mean, like I did it in my own and private. Like I treated it like a second job. And then Hex came along. And then I knew it was like time to like go quote all in. And I was a wimp. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I was a wimp. I only went in with 25% of the capital I had to possibly invest. Like I just went in with loose change. I had 75% more, you know, that I had saved up, you know, in the savings account. I could have went like full in.
Yeah, but Hexes was unknown, you know.
But I had been following Richard since like
it's easy now to say, yeah.
oh
shit.
yeah, but I've been following since his Top Hat days, right? You know, I mean, like before he even talked about like Bitcoin stuff, and then when he talked about Bitcoin stuff, and then he talked about, you know, the whole fluid dynamics coin, and you know, Bitcoin Hex, and then it became Hex. I mean, I had followed Richard for a long time, like. You know, I like trusted the guy, but I'm a very conservative individual. So I'm like, all right, I'll stick 25% of like what I have like into this. That's it. Like, you know, if it runs, it runs. If it fails, it fails. I didn't know how it was going to run. So I'm no genius. You know, I'm not the sharpest tack in the pack. But I will say this. I am heavily invested in PLS and PLSX. And trust me, when PLS launches, I will be buying PLS and probably P Hex or, you know, just Hex. Eventually, that's the way it'll be talked about. I'm not going after any more shiny coins or anything. I have invested in, you know, some startup projects, some sacrifices. You know, I'm investing in like Texas Token, PulsePot, Hot List, or whatever that is. You know, I got a little bit in that, you know, that type of thing. But probably, you know, And I told people, like, I see a 10x out of something like that, I'm just going to dump it right back into PLS. I mean, honestly, I mean, if you saw what Ethereum did, I thought it was 37 cents, but I heard somebody say today that it was 31 cents that Ethereum launched at.
Yeah, I've heard even 15 cents.
No, I've never heard that. That's not true. I
Not
knew
launched,
it.
but if you sacrifice for it.
My thing is this: like, if you could have bought Ethereum at like 37 cents, would you do it and hold it for 6 years? Like 6 years is not a long time. Like, it's a simple mathematical equation. Like put money that you don't need, right? Like, not something that's going to take away from the groceries or gas money or paying your rent, that type of thing. But if you could have invested at 37 cents in Ethereum and 6 years later be where we're, even in this down market where we're at right now, you won't be a sad lad. And that's what I'm telling you. I'm like, I want to stick around for the next 2 years to keep reminding people about this, because I think people need to hear it. Sometimes they need to hear it like 2 or 3 times. Really, they do. Because it doesn't come easy, because it's not believable, right? Most people, they think they're like, like you said, I get a 10x, I'm out, right? I get 10 times my money, I'm gone. I'm like, and you just missed out on like a 10,000x or a 14,000x. Like, if you held on for like 2 years. I'm fine, like, take 20% off at 10x if that's your risk tolerance type thing. Take 20% off the table. You've already walked away with your initial cash investment plus extra, and then the rest is the house to ride. So if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. Yeah, but if it goes like exponentially higher, then who's the winner? You.
I mean, we're chilling. We're one of the best assets in all of crypto, if not the best. I mean, I think it's the best, but even if you're just being objective and you're an outsider, you don't have all the information, we're in one of the best. Just look at EtherScan, look at the top coins, we're there. Look at what ETHPOW just did. I mean, we're just carrying them, like we mentioned earlier. So,
yeah, you're right.
We got a lot of smart people in the community. We really do. So, we got whales, we got smart people, we got YouTubers.
Yeah, and we got freakers out there. I was looking at chat, so I see Child in there. So shout out to Child.
Yeah, he's big on the Shemitah, Child.
Oh yeah, Child, trust me. You and I both know about the Shemitah, so like, we can talk about that later on. So I don't bring all that stuff, the esoteric stuff, to the channel stuff. I like to keep it basic. My thing is this: anybody who's listening, even if you don't follow me, I'll give you the basics. This is the basics. Take 10% of your income and set it aside to invest in cryptocurrencies and core rich your heart products. It's not financial advice. It's just my idea. But I will tell you this: if you say you don't have 10% to invest, then you need to reduce your lifestyle to where you can. Because I don't care if you invest 10% in the stock market of S&P 500. It's like not my personal opinion. Like, you do what you want with your own money. But I am doing this project, the at Crypto Cash 2022, to show people, like, actually you can become wealthy over a period of 2 years by doing this. And then in 4 to 6 years, you will see the return. Because it's like when you plant a tree. I mean, you don't get fruit like instantly. I mean, it takes time. everybody wants to be, quote, an instant millionaire, that type of thing. It takes time. But I'll tell you this, in 4 to 6 years, you will be amazed about your decisions investing in core Richard Hart products. And that's it. That's like my spiel, my shtick. You don't have to buy my course because I don't have a course to sell you. You don't have to join my paid group because I don't have a paid group. So like I'm literally doing this stuff for free for the next 2 years, and I look forward to doing it. I look forward to talking with people and like bringing people on the channel, that type of thing, and like talking with them. I don't want to shill products, or projects, that type of thing. Like I want to stick to core things, and the best thing you can do for yourself is follow Richard Hart, stick to his core products, and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's as simple as this. Guy makes crypto coin does 10,000x in 3 years, 2 years, 2.5 years. Guy makes another crypto coin, and the guy makes another crypto coin. And we'll see what happens with number 2 and 3. But there's over 1.6 billion between the both of them invested. So it's that simple, man. Like
that's not
it's not. We might not do a 10,000x in 2.5 years, but why would you not put some money in there, right?
4,
Like
5,
you got to be
6
stupid
years.
not to, right? I mean,
I just say go look at this. I mean, go look at what Ethereum did in 6 years. I mean, so you got to follow the. And Richard said this, I do remember he said this, is like when he talked about, like when he first launched Hexcoin, he said this, he's like, it has the potential to do a 10,000x, but faster, than Bitcoin did, that type of thing. And it did. I mean, it just went up, it's like, and, percentage wise, but look what Bitcoin has done over 13 years. So if anybody thinks Hex is done, that type of thing, you're just stupid. I'm sorry. I'll call you stupid because, I love to call out stupid. When you want to go chase everything on another chain or that type of stuff and, just abandon the core project, okay, fine. That's your own decision. But if you look at what Ethereum did from a level 1 project position to where it is now, I think that's like a 14,000x, right? So is it wrong to conceptualize or think that PLS can't do that? It's a conceptual, it's a conceptual thing. There's no guarantees, but honestly, I think it'll hit it.
I think
Me
so,
personally.
I don't see a world where it won't, especially big reason lately that I'm seeing all the influencers are kind of pushing it. The big ones, like Richard's been hanging out with what's that first guy? The number 1 guy, what's his name? Oh man. Bid
What are you
boy.
thinking about?
Bid boy.
Bit boy? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
wait.
I mean,
Let me go get
he's
a picture.
invested,
Wait,
and then
hold on.
come on, please no. The stream's
No,
over.
I got to get this picture. You'll love this. All right, so I got it. Here it is. All right, 1 second. I'm coming back to the table. So here's Bit Boy Crypto. Here's Bit Boy.
He did a good job on it, man. He really did.
He really
Looks
did.
real, yeah.
Honestly, I want Bit Boy. If you ever watch this, or if anybody knows him, we're gonna put it on pause so I can set it down. I'll send it to you. I'll frame it. Yeah, send it to you for free. So yeah, it's just
You should burn it.
just
I
fun
already
stuff.
told you that in a tweet.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was
did
trying to tease him about it. I got a hold of it from the gentleman who does all these sketch artist type things. But yeah, I'd totally send it to him for free. Because there's a lot of people in crypto. I don't have any hate towards BitBoy, but I don't like what he did in the past, that type of thing. But the past is the past, right? I mean, and people change their theories, their dynamics. I think he's like a big Richard Hart like fan, but like not willing to come out fully because he's worried about his brand, that type of thing. So whatever, he's got a
He's a
brand.
bitch in my opinion, and I don't forgive him for what he did.
Okay,
Use my
no, that's
language.
fair. Yeah, no, that's fair enough, right? Like, and there's people that like, I have certain concepts towards people that I've met, in person. I'm just like, oh, you're a piece of crap. I'm like, sorry, but I'm like, but I'm not going to bring it out on stream or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, there was did you ever see that thread on Twitter of this guy had did a whole bunch of research of all the scams he promoted? And there was at least 9 coins that the guy posted where it was like BitBoy promoted it and then it dumped. BitBoy promoted it and then it dumped. Then he erased the video.
Oh yeah. Oh, he
and it wasn't just one or it was a numerous. I even did a video. I never published it or anything, but it's just come on, man.
Yeah, he was a total dumper, and now you're here, right?
Yeah, now
yeah. No, I get it, 100%.
It's just bad people, It's just, yeah. I'm not for that. I don't know why Richard. I guess he's just using him. Maybe maybe they're friends, but
yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't have, it's just $100. So it's like, yeah.
No. Of course, it's cool. I'm not saying the photo or anything or the drawing. I'm just saying what he did in the past. I mean,
yeah.
I've never heard of anyone getting scammed with what he showed, but I'm sure some people bought those coins if he had, thousands of.
Yeah. Well, that's why, that's why I don't talk about other coins, personally. I mean, I do other stuff, in the background type thing with other, whether it's sacrifices, that type of stuff. But you'll never hear me talk about them because this is me taking my personal risk. But what I believe in, core Richard Hart products, like Hex, PLS, PLSX, I'm 100% about those. And I am about Maximus. So, honestly, I will say this and I'll stand up, on the rooftops type thing and shout out for the way Dip Catcher has handled his products in the Hex community. I mean, just it's fantastic. And, and he sticks to the core. I understand their derivatives, that type of thing, but, Maximus was the launch for me. I'm a big team token guy. So, I'm one of the guys who are big on team. I did buy some Lucky. I have not bought any DECI, any Trio, or any DECA, that. So I did buy a little Trio, but I diversified 20% of my Maximus into team. So that's where I'm at.
You're chilling. You're chilling.
I'm just
you're waiting for the drop.
I'm just pissed I'm under the 10 people. Damn it.
Who cares? Come on.
I know. Who cares?
They might sell. There might be other guys coming in and out.
Yeah. Probably a lot of them will sell. That type of thing. I'm sticking around for the long term. So, I mean, literally, when I bought my MAXI, all right, so I literally took 2.5 years worth of income and just dumped it into MAXI. I was going to sit around for the next 2.5 years. I was going to do what Jim Rat Crypto was doing, the whole thing of streaming every day, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I came up with a new idea And so I was like, I'm gonna go back to work and I'm gonna like do this dollar cost averaging 10% and like, try to entice people to get into crypto, that type of thing. And and Jim Rat's been killing it and he's doing a good job. I mean, I'll pick on him for a few things, but I wouldn't pick on him a lot because
DECA.
But
he's
yeah, well,
he just
yeah,
like
okay.
he just brings anyone on there. He was saying when he had the DECA guy on, he said that he wasn't gonna buy it and he doesn't endorse it. So he's just like being I guess truthful and just bringing people on there, asking them questions, and that's it. Trying to learn, even if it's a scam. He'll just ask the questions and be like, "Yeah, it kind of seems like a scam, but not." He doesn't like press him super hard. He'll just be like, "Yeah, I'm not investing in it, and it seems like a scam." And then lets the guy show his project, kind of thing. So
yeah,
I don't agree with it, but it's not.
I don't agree with
Yeah,
it either. But I
it's
mean,
not the worst of the worst.
right?
I mean,
But
your buddy Matt of the Island. Why is he fighting HEDRON? What's going on with that?
I
don't know if he's your buddy, but you know what I mean. You guys are.
Yeah, no, I
Because
know
he was
Matt.
recently on a stream and he was like, "Oh, I don't want." They were talking about. Did you see it or no? Should I explain it?
Yeah, go explain it, please.
So he was on a stream, I believe, with Jim Rat and somebody else, and they were talking about the ETH proof of work and the hex on there, and what front end people were using. And Jim Rat had mentioned to use app.icosa.pro, and then Matty just said, "No, I don't use that. That's a mousetrap." And then he continued to just say that's a mousetrap like 2-3 times in the next like 30 minutes on the, I'm just like, okay. I just don't understand. I mean, a lot of community members are using it and are comfortable with HEDRON, so why the hate?
Yeah, I think he was trying to promote one of his sites, if I remember correctly. I didn't watch the stream, but I heard something about it. But I think he was kind of mentioning like one of his sites that people should use over that one. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm okay being wrong about that.
Yeah, if it's a marketing thing, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know he was against it early on. I don't think he's for it, but just to FUD it, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not using anything on other chains. So like I literally went on there with a small wallet, and just like did the swaps, and loaded up the coins just to see if they could load up, that type of thing. And once I saw they could, and then like I left. That was it. I'm like, and I have not touched the other chain ever since. Because I don't care. I'm like, my bags are like packed and full. I'm waiting for PulseChain. Like
Yeah,
I know,
at this point, yeah, you're just waiting for parity on the other chain for sure.
I
If it
know
happens,
PulseChain.
if it does,
I
yeah.
know PulseChain is going to be 100%.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it's not a quick put together. There's nothing like scammy about it. Like when it launches, like it's going to launch hard. So, for everybody who's listening and waiting, waiting, that type of thing, like it's going to launch and it's going to launch hard. And, God bless it. I mean, I'll do my activity on that. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit on my hands. Now, if you give me like super cheap, like P hacks, like where I couldn't like avoid, like you're dumping all your money from P hacks into like PLS, and you're dumping the chain before the bridge. Yes, I may take some of my PulseX and just like swap it for P hacks, but that's what I'm gonna do. That's not what I suggest anybody should consider. But if you don't think I'm going to do that, I am going to do that. So here's the alpha beforehand. Like, if you're listening right now, like, I'm serious. I am going to like take a major portion of PLSX and just drop it straight into PX. If that arbitrage happens before the bridge. So please, everybody go and sell all your PLSX for, pulse chain and, take your PHEX and just like dump it into pulse chain, the PLS. You want to drive down the price?
If everyone dumps PHEX for PLSX or PLS, yeah, that would definitely be a good buy with that ratio, Leon.
I'm coming in strong. I literally, I'll drop like 2 billion, 2 billion PulseX.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Must be nice. Must be
I'm not
nice.
even
Yeah.
joking. I'm like, I'll drop it right down on their heads. Like you won't even see what came. You'll be like, what the fuck?
If there's a large wick, like the first day, I'll be like,
yeah,
Hex deck.
that's me.
If there's a large green candle for Hex, I'm like, yeah, there's a possibility that's Hex deck.
Yeah, I'll do it. I will do it. I'm sorry, but like, if you want to be that stupid, because like PHEX, Hex on Pulse Chain Network is just gonna explode. Like it's gonna go well above the Ethereum, Hex price initially, like in the first 4 months. And if you don't believe me, okay, like, don't believe me. But I'm telling you exactly right now, like you're hearing it live on stream. I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen. It's not a joke.
Yeah, I mean, looking at testnet and just knowing the excitement, seeing what happened with ETHPOW, yeah, definitely that PHEX is gonna be I think so too. I agree. It's gonna be higher than the EHEX in a few months after it reaches parity.
Yeah,
and everyone's gonna be want to buy it on there. So we'll see what happens. Let me end this stream. Do you have anything else?
No,
I'm
pretty much restless. Wrapped up. I will say this, I want to say this one more time to anybody who's listening, especially if you're new and you're like looking to get into crypto, that type of thing. Manage your money properly. Set aside 10% of anything you earn for whatever investment you're going to do. I don't care if you do it in like stock market or crypto, but the smartest thing you're going to do is you're going to set 10% aside and just like stick it aside. And if you don't have enough to do that, then you need to reduce your lifestyle. The other thing you need to do is this, and it's not buy my course because I don't have a course to sell you, Go and buy a book. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. It'll cost you about $7, $8 on Amazon. It's about 76 pages. Please go and read that. If you do those two things over the next 2 years, whether you follow me or watch me or anything like that, you will do better for yourself economically than you have done in the past 10 years of your life. And I seriously mean that. It's not a joke. I'm like 100% serious. But if you choose to follow me, follow me at Crypto Cash 2022. I'll be posting up there. I'll be doing videos here soon. I've got this one music producer guy, a young guy. I'm just finished up with like the 45-minute intro thing. So I'm going to send to Bulshocks here. And he's going to help me out with the whole website stuff. Literally, like, be careful of who you listen to, because there's a lot of garbage, out there. 98% of that stuff, like people talking to you, or they're just telling you garbage. I don't want to see you get wrecked. I know for a fact that like the people who host this channel, they don't want to see you get wrecked. So if you have questions, just send questions, like to me, to him, that type of thing. But we'll try to answer them the best we can, that type of stuff. But like, don't go for the shiny objects, because they will get you wrecked. That's what I got.
All I got is bring back blonde GRC. That was funny. Style.
Blonde GRC.
He was like, it was not long ago. He sounded like a blonde chick up in here.
Oh, did he?
I don't know, but
Girly man.
let me play the outro. It was a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, and hopefully you come on next week. Oh, come on,
All
baby.
Right.
Come on, baby. It's okay. All right. Peace out,
Love
guys.
it.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Check out the Twitter Spaces and check out the Prosperity Project. What was it? Crypto.
At Crypto Cash 2022.
Yeah, Crypto Cash 2022. Let's go. We got. I don't have any funny things. I got
That's one. Oh my god.
What are you, some sort of Mexican?